Congratulations on your first pair of pointe shoes. We want to make sure you know everything there is to know about this, and we want to make sure your parent or guardian knows everything we're doing here for your safety, and so they're comfortable with you wearing pointe shoes. Pointe shoes are a lot like driving a car. You don't put them on and just take off. You do have to know all there is to know about it, and we're going to educate you fully on the pointe shoes. But we'd like for your parent or guardian to watch to know that you're in safe hands with this. So let's get started with the shoe. The bottom is the platform. The platform is designed to keep you on the top of your foot. It connects with the floor. You don't want to roll forward, you don't want to roll back, and you don't want to sickle side to side. So this is very important when we start finding where this is when you're on pointe. The next, moving up, this is the vamp. The vamp, as well as the bottom and the sides, are all hard. This keeps the whole foot in place. Now the rest of it is a satin, and it's flexible. The shoe is made of satin because we want the shape of this shoe to remain as close to this shape as possible, not like leather ballet shoes. Leather ballet shoes and tennis shoes stretch. We want to keep this true to size. It will start shaping a little bit to your foot, so we want to make sure that you are always putting this and the other shoe on the same foot each time. There is no right or left. They both look exactly alike. So you're going to determine which foot you're going to put it on. And you're going to write an R for right inside of one shoe and an L on the inside of the other shoe for the left foot. You're always putting them on the same foot. You're never going to wear someone else's pointe shoes. It's a lot like brushing your teeth with somebody else's toothbrush. These shoes are going to sculpture to fit you. Moving along, these are your elastics, and they are a drawstring. This drawstring goes through this binding all the way around the shoe, and it will pull the shoe to fit your foot a little tighter. The dance teachers will do this once we've pulled it to fit your foot, where they're going to tie it in a knot, and then we'll just let you cut the rest off. We don't need it after that. Some people will not even need this drawn, but it's just like your ballet shoe. It's there in case you need it. Moving along, this is the most important part. It's your shank. This is what's going to keep your foot from collapsing as if it would in a ballet shoe. This arch is going to start developing as you work on it, and the teachers begin to work on it to bend to fit your foot. As you can see now, it doesn't fit the arch of my foot. So I'm going to have to work with this shoe to eventually manipulate it so it fits the arch. We're going to want the shank to hug your arch within a couple of weeks after you've started taking dance in pointe. Moving along, your ribbons. This is the other most important part of your shoe. This is going to keep your shoe on your foot. It's also made of satin, so it doesn't stretch. We want it to stay tight so that when you're going up and down on your shoe, because the shoe doesn't bend and give, we want it to help pull you up onto the pointe. I'm going to teach you how to put these on in a minute. This is your heel, and this is the throat. So there's the most important parts of your shoe. We'll be educating you more on it later on. So let's learn how to put our shoes on. First of all, you're going to have to wear dance clothes, proper dance clothes, every week. You may wear a skirt, but you must have tights, and you have to have a leotard. If you buy it in a dancewear outfit and it's called a ballet outfit, you can wear it. Now, I prefer that you have the cutaways. These you can buy very easily. It allows you to be able to take it off and on very fast. And you're going to have to supply Band-Aids just in case. Right now, we probably won't ever see a blister on your foot for quite a while until you start dancing. a long period of time, but you're going to want to supply yourself with some Band-Aids in your dance bag. You're going to want to keep your toenails clipped short. You might have to have your parent or an adult help you with this, but if you have your toenails too long, they're going to start bending backwards, and it's dangerous. We don't want that. All it takes is a little grooming. If your toenails have not been cut and you're coming to dance class, we're not going to let you put your pointe shoes on. We want to make sure this is safe. Alrighty? You'll start wrapping your toes, and we'll teach you that year or so from now how to do that. With your pointe shoes, it came with your own toe pads. These are very, very thin. We don't want thick because you can't feel your toes or it gets too clustered inside here. We don't want, there's not a lot of room in there anyway. We just don't want a lot of extra stuff in there. When you put your toe pads on, you're going to put the holes on the bottom of your foot. So I have the thicker part on the top. Now later on, when you're older and you like having a thinner shoe, you can put this part on top. It coats on your foot very nicely. Some girls like to wear them for a little while. Just let them get warm on your feet. Putting your shoes on, just like any other shoe, and you'll notice this shoe doesn't have a lot of extra room in it. That's a safety reason. We can't get you a pair of shoes that are big and that you can last a year or two in them. Once your foot stops growing, then you'll last a little longer. We'll have to buy you another pair when they get too tight. We just can't have them too loose. We don't want them too tight. Now, let's get this toe shoe all laced up. When you put your shoes on, once again, you'll determine if it's your right foot or your left foot. I'm going to do it while on my toe. You won't do it on your toe, and I'll show you that later. Remember, we'll take care of this. First thing, you'll wrap in an angle, back to the back, then lay this one flat. So when I'm sitting in Indian style, it's up on the top. You're going to do the same with the other, but you're not going to go all the way around as much. You're going to make an angle, come around the back, and lay this one right on top of the other flat one. So I have an X and I have a flat line. I'm going to then pull my leg and I'm going to tie it in a knot. Good solid knot. I don't want it loose. I want to have it fairly tight, but you should know how it should feel, that you don't want to cut off circulation and you don't want your skin bulging through. You want it just a solid tight. So when you flex and point, it's not too tight, but it's not loose. So this is how it looks. An X, a double line, and to the inside of my foot is the knot. The teachers will take care of cutting this off. We're going to make sure it's the right length. Once it's cut off, you're going to learn. You lay them side by side, roll them over and over until it gets shorter. Lift up and tuck your ribbons in, nice and neat. I have a knot, I've rolled it and tucked it. Now, you can see how my arch in my pointe shoe is pretty much hugging the arch of my shoe. That's what we're wanting. So now I'm going to undo these and let you see how this happens. Because this is satin, it doesn't give and it doesn't release if I have to pull it. It's a pretty tight knot, but all you have to do is a little bit of pulling. The knot comes undone and they're done. When you store your shoes, take your toe pads out because toe pads start stinking and your shoes will start stinking. And I can't stand that. So you're gonna make sure they stay nice and dry by drying out. Don't ball them up, keep them nice and dry. Now I'm gonna put on my pair of shoes that has the elastics. This job is now for you or your parent to take care of. Your pair of pointe shoes did not come with these extra things. One of these things is not like the other, and we have to bring it up to the same. So I'm going to be giving you a piece of thick elastic. This elastic is put on your shoes by sewing it very, very securely, or you can even do it on a sewing machine. I do mine on the sewing machine. This will go around your ankle and allow, when you're going up on pointe, that your shoe is coming with you. Because the shank is so hard, sometimes it falls off of your foot because there's too much strength with your shoe and not enough strength with your foot. The other is this little tiny loop that I have in the back, and you're going to be threading your ribbons through that. And I'm going to show you that very quickly. Never sew anything directly on the very, very back. That's where your Achilles tendon is, and we don't want any pressure on that, any more so than is already there. So let's do this very quickly. My foot goes in just like I were wearing what we used to call Mary Jane shoes. Now, you can already see how my shoe is not going to come off. Once again, I'm going to show you another way to do it. This is the way I like to do it. Go ahead and make an X, and right over top of my ankle, I'm going to take both my ribbons at the same time and crisscross them. I'm in the back. Now I'm going to lay one on top, then the other's on the top. See, I have the X and the flat, and I also now have my ribbons. Forgot something. Let's go back. I made my X. I forgot to go through this that I just told you about. So before I go crisscross in the back, I'm going to thread both of those ribbons right through that elastic. See? 1 and 2. Give it a nice little tug. Now I'm going to lay it one flat and the other flat on top. Tie it in a knot. So I'm going to leave these so you can watch me roll and tuck. Securely put away. Now watch this. Because of this piece of elastic, I've added extra safety. And now, because of this one, you can see it's holding my ribbons so that when I go up on my pointe, my shoe goes with me a little better, right? So once again, we have the platform, the vamp, the shank, the heel, the throat, my elastic, the ribbons, my back elastic. Let's go through a few things now. This is standing flat. Straight leg, flat. Plie, straight foot on the floor. This is demi-pointe when I'm halfway up. It will be a while before we go all the way on pointe, but we will learn how to do one foot going up and rolling down. This is called rolling, and this is called snapping. I'm only doing this on one foot. You will not go on 2 feet pointe for a long time. Now, let's review this. We're not going to let you take pointe if you're not wearing dance clothing. And if you miss 2, 3 dance lessons in a row, we're going to really make you kind of start back at the very beginning. It's very dangerous that you just show up to dance class every now and then. In order to be in pointe shoes, you have to come to dance regularly. This is your career you're working on. It's just like your parents. They go to work on time, just like school. You have to go to school on time and be prepared and go every day. Dance is the same. We're not going to let you go any further in your dance career unless you're going to be dedicated to it. And I know you can do this. Congratulations. You're a ballerina now. See it dance. Oh, don't ever wear these pointe shoes at home. Only wear pointe shoes with your dance teacher assisting you. See it dance.